Hello and welcome to this very quick book review. So I do a lot of bookbinding, I really enjoy it, and I'm a member of the Handmade Book Club, and each month we get a new project to make. There's videos that go along with it and it's just good fun. I've learned a lot and I've made a lot of books. I will put a few in here so you can see some different books that I've made. So one of the people that we've had do the tutorials, Ali is the lady that does most of the tutorials, but we do have guest people every so often. And the other month we had a lady called Bari Zaki, and I will put a picture here of the book I made following her instructions. I can't actually remember the name of it, so I'll put that there as well. But she's released a book with over 20 bookbinding projects that inspire and delight. Now, she's in America. She does have her own website and she sells a range of different bookbinding products. I'm not going to show you the whole of this book, by the way. That wouldn't be fair to her. But I will show you just a few so you get an idea of what the book looks like. So I don't think it's got her website in here. Might do in a minute. The book price here, it says £20, 28 US dollars or 37 Canadian dollars. Because I pre-ordered it, I think I got it for £19.50 or something. And should I tell you how many pages there are? 208 pages. So it's quite a hefty one, and you can see it's bigger than A4. It might be just wider than A4. Anyway, the photography in this book is just stunning, and there is a contents list here that shows you all the different things that there are instructions for within the book. So there's things from the very basics, few tools and techniques, going through to concertina ones, screw post ones, Coptic binding, long stitch, case binding, a collector's album. And then at the back there's a glossary, so if you're not sure of any of the terms, there's a glossary that helps you work out what they are. There is a list of places where you can get bookbinding equipment and papers. Good cover papers are really important, and Chiogami paper is one of my favourites. And I love that here, look, smidgen, I love that word. Close to 1/16 of an inch or 0.2 centimetres. I use this term when measuring, scoring and folding soft covers and hand folding envelopes without a template. It's the perfect exact extra measurement you need to ensure the distance between your first and second corresponding score line ends up at the correct distance. A smidgen. So yeah, in the places where you can get things, just going to see if her website's there. I can't see it, but there's American and Canadian ones first. Yeah, I can't see hers there. Then there are 3 UK ones, One of my favourites for the paper, the covered paper, is Paper Tree Nook. They do stunning papers. And I have just recently got some Cambridge imprint paper, but I got that from Shepherd's, I believe. Or maybe another one. Then there's some European places to shop. And then there's the acknowledgements of the people who have helped her put the book together and supported her through it. Oh, and there's a picture of Bari, so you get an idea of what she looks like. And there's her website. I knew it would be there somewhere. She's got a very relaxing voice as well when you listen to her, and takes her time to explain things very carefully. So these are the tools and materials. It's interesting that the book has got these dotty lines here in the gutter. So yeah, all the different tools that you need. And you know, very often you don't need all the fancy stuff. Let me just, like bookbinding needles, a curved needle. I enjoy a curved needle if I'm doing Coptic stitch. You can use other needles. It doesn't have to necessarily be a bookbinding needle if you are just having a go for fun. You don't want a needle that's got too big an eye, because that will make too big a hole. Likewise with awls, you can use, I happen to have one here, this is just an ordinary cork. You can put a needle in there and use that. Lots of different things that you can use around the house. And then adhesives. So these are probably the thing that takes a bit of getting used to, really, because there are different adhesives for different jobs. So PVA glue, I've just got some reversible PVA glue, and I have to say, game changer for me. It doesn't dry quite as quickly as the other glues, but it sticks firmly and it's still got the flexibility. There's Yes Paste, which is very thick, and there's Yamato glue, which is a Japanese glue made from tapioca starch. And then there are things like glue sticks and adhesive tape and everything. So then we go on to some tips, or the weaver's knot. Number of times I've got to nearly the end of binding a book and I need a weaver's knot because I haven't quite measured enough thread. And then just look at these lovely books that she's made in the past. Beautiful. So with this book, you get the measurements for the project. It tells you what the finished measurements are. Then you get a list of the materials that you're going to need. And although this says Atelier Ecluse handmade paper, I don't actually know what that is. I would feel now quite confident at swapping that out for a different kind of paper. Then you need all these tools, and then it shows you how to go about actually making it. And not only are there written instructions, but there are pictures as well to go alongside. There are also handy little diagrams, hand-drawn diagrams, that will help keep you on track as well. And I would recommend, if you're going to do a project from this book, that you read through all of the instructions first, particularly paying attention to the little notes that you get. And I would read through everything very carefully before you go ahead and start cutting paper. And the reason I say that is because if you do the preparation first and the reading first, then you will know which bits you understand and which bits you find confusing, and you'll be able to spend some time looking at them before you've actually got things like the paper and the glue on the go. And sometimes you'll develop your own way of doing things as well. So as you can see from this is a comprehensive guide to making the envelope booklet. Let's see how many pages it is altogether. So that's 11 pages of instructions. And you end up with a beautiful envelope book. What should we look at next? Oh, the other thing to mention is you can probably see that at the top here, there are different colours for different sections. So let's have a look at this cream section. So this is Coptic bindings. This is 3 different ways to do Coptic bindings. It is one of my favourites, and you can do the holes through the spine, which I believe is called an Egyptian binding, or you can do the holes. It doesn't come up very clearly there. Let me see if there's another picture. Yeah, so that's the Egyptian binding where it comes up through the edge. Excuse me, I've got hay fever, I think. Oh, this is the blue thread's not really showing up on that. Let me hold it up. This is the more traditional way that I'm used to, where the thread goes across about ½ an inch. Although you can vary that, you can make it more than that. But you can see the detailed pictures, detailed measurements up here. And with a lot of these bookbinding projects, if you want to make a bigger book, you just need to change the measurements. Yes, you'll need some help with your maths maybe, but it's relatively easy to do once you know the techniques. So I'll just look at these papers, beautiful. Would I recommend this book? Yes, I would. Partly because it's just beautiful to look at, and partly because it's got some lovely, lovely projects in it that I shall look forward to doing. So that's a very quick tour of Bound to be Beautiful by Bari Zaki. And yeah, I would recommend it. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye now.